too much dancing. We have to be professional because we have a real guest here, not gay Jared.
Real guest.
Real guest. He's a gentleman and a scholar. Quite literally. We say that a lot.
We say that. We mean it this time.
It's not true. He is a professor at the University of Toronto. Jordan Peterson videos on YouTube. Jordan B. Peterson at Jordan B. Peterson on Twitter. I have those plugs right, correct?
You do.
You do. I highly recommend it. So we wrote about Professor Jordan Peterson a while back. He can just talk about exactly what it was. It rolled on gender pronouns and freedom of speech versus supposed social justice. I come from Canada where it was just sort of assumed, and then now he's blown up. He's been all over Joe Rogan on the interwebs. Thank you for being with us, sir.
Nice dance.
Well, thank you.
You're very graceful.
Well, you know, it's funny with Canadians, until he smiles, you don't know if it's a piercing stare.
Or it's kind of left in the dark on that one.
Kind of left in the dark, so I appreciate, sometimes it's like you get professors and they say, I appreciate humor. But they don't crack a smile. Well, apparently they've had some kind of a face issue. So
I try not to crack a smile when I'm making jokes.
Really? Why?
It's more amusing to me that way.
That's more amusing to you. I can understand that. So your art is only for yourself. You know what some Canadians call that? Pretentious. So people say, well, hate speech, and it sounds good to a lot of students, right? And I think it comes from a place of compassion. Well, we don't want to speak hatefully. We don't want to hate people. So yeah, we shouldn't allow hate speech. But who then becomes the arbiter of hate speech?
Well, that's the problem. And just because hate speech is wrong doesn't mean it should be illegal.
No,
because
the stuff Jared does on his day offs, those should be, they're reprehensible
and wrong.
And wrong, but I support his right. I just threw up all in my mouth talking about it.
It's no wonder he works for you, because you're obviously a very compassionate employer, as well as a great dancer.
Yes, and by the way, much of this is created biologically. The other half, Lifetime Fitness.
It is. You're an impressive specimen.
Thank you very much,
it's actually hard. It's actually hard to sit here because of the glow of light that's coming off you.
Oh well, you have that Sam Elliott sort of rustic vibe about you. So
well, I am from northern Alberta.
This is true.
It's like a primitive part of Texas.
Is it serious? Treat him professionally, not gay Jared.
Serious as gout.
From now on, we should only have Bach when he come in.
That's a horrible idea.
So I couldn't tell there in that intro whether you were dancing or twitching.
Thank you for bringing it up. I have a long storied history as an amateur boxer. And
so it's twitching.
Yeah, well, let's just file that under Jordan Peterson making ill-timed Parkinson's jokes.
Horrible.
He's a bad man.
There's never a bad time for a Parkinson's joke.
Never a bad time for a Parkinson's joke. Do you worry being targeted, given all the press now?
Targeted in what way?
Targeted by an active government who would do well to silence you.
Well, I think it's anybody's guess whether or not I'll be hauled out in front of the Ontario Human Rights Tribunal. Those would be the logical people. Those
you
are the
and
people,
stand-up comedians, because they have their priorities in order.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Well, comedians, they should be silenced, especially the ones that aren't that funny.
Yes, exactly. Jordan Peterson, at Jordan B. Peterson on Twitter, Jordan Peterson videos on YouTube. Highly recommend it. The guy's blowing up all over the place right now. So you do have a program as well that you're in charge of, the Future Offering.
You mean in terms of popularity?
Yes, yes. I don't mean the refugees that you're taking in.
Yeah.
In your country, because if you kill your enemies, they win, Jordan.
Next steps. I truly believe this. I truly believe this, that the right next step for people is to turn themselves into strong citizens, and strong means they're not afraid, and they have a goal, and they're pursuing it, and their lives are meaningful, and they're meaningful because they're pursuing something that's important.
Yeah. And what if they're pursuing like sex hormone replacement therapy, though, and ironically, your self-help program creates a giant super tranny?
Well, I can't say that that's a problem that we've really ever thought about.
And just a possibility.
I also have to say that it's probably one that we won't be giving any serious consideration.
Okay. Well, I hope so. Yeah. I'm just saying, what if you help the wrong person, right? Yeah. That's always the challenge. With people need to understand that this, the nights of 50 million viewers, on 3 networks are gone.
Yes,
but
they certainly
people can
are.
do really well individually. We can have a plot of land that we're pretty happy about. I refer to it kind of as the digital version of the agricultural revolution, as opposed to the industrial revolution, where you have a few people, who ran the networks and everyone worked for them. Now, many people can work for themselves.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a smaller plot of land, but it can be very effective, especially with what
that's
you're
not that small either. I mean, your reach is not trivial.
Well, it's not. It's always, of course, it's less respected because of the likes of Not Gay Jared on this program. So
yeah, well, I think it's a testament to your character that you still employ him.
I know. Well, that's the whole thing. Well, and that's what worries me, too, in the era of Trump. And I'm thrilled to see leftists losing their minds. I'd lie if I said that weren't the case. But, you know,
that's because you're a bad person.
It is because I'm a horrible
that's
person.
why.
And, you know, Mr. Peterson, please come back with us.
Thanks for the interview.
You didn't say yes. Does that mean you're not coming back?
Yes.
It remains to be seen. This always happens.